Okay, so last time you saw the gun, it was my review with the clear frame, but now as you can see I have painted it very, very poorly. So I decided to buy a new frame, and I figured while I'm at it I'll buy an extended mag release. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that there, but it's a little bit longer than it should be right there, and an extended magazine release. So I figured I'd show you guys me putting it on and putting it all together. Now I've already taken the pins out because I don't think you want to hear me hammering all day. So start by taking the mag out. Take the slide off, don't need that for now. Okay, so there's two things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to take off this screw here. Where is it? There. And then this screw back here. Let's do that real quick. Fucking pins and shit. I'm just trying to make sure it's all in frame because I kind of have this little setup just jerry-rigged here. Okay, so that's one screw. And two screw. Now be careful with this part back here because there is a spring in here and it will jump out. See this little teeny piece right here? It's got a spring underneath it. So I pull this out. See, right there. If it's in focus, I don't know if it is. This little teeny piece in there. You want to make sure you either slowly let that spring kind of loose or just make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I just made the spring loose and it's just sitting there. It's fine, it's not going anywhere. Next up, you're going to want to the disassembly lever thing. You're going to want to pull that down, and there's a little leaf spring in here. You're going to hold that down. Whoops. I'm going to hold it down, and, well, in my case, this should just fall right through. Now, provided you already took all the pins out, like I did, everything should just come off. So, next up is the magazine release, the mag catch, whatever you want to call it. There's a little teeny spring in there. I don't know if you can see it because my lighting's just god awful. But basically what you want to do is you just want to loosen it out of its little hole. It catches on there's a little catch there. So you want to pull it towards you and then back. It's easiest to do it with a little screwdriver. You should hear a little pop when it's out completely. There we go. And once that's out, it's either the spring isn't out all the way, or it's the paint that I did on here that's stopping me from pushing this through. Ow. It was the paint. Okay, so now that that's out, we're going to need to get the spring out. To get the spring out, it's quite simple. There's a second side here. What you want to do is you want to get your screwdriver in there and just kind of pull it out. Here's what the spring looks like. It's pretty small, but I'm sorry that everything's kind of blurry. This camera doesn't have an autofocus, I guess. This side is what you want to get your screwdriver under to pull it out. So hopefully this is as clear as mud. So next up is to reassemble everything in the shiny new frame. Should start with the front bit. Wait. Should start with the magazine catch, actually. So what you want to do is you want to take the spring you took out of your previous frame and stick it right back where it should go. It should just basically pop right in. It might need a little bit of cohesion. Is that the right word? I don't care. But, yep, that's in there, I think, maybe. Just push down on both sides on the bottom with your little screwdriver if you grabbed one, just to make sure it's in there. And then after that, this is the extended. Yes. So you want to take your extended and just slide it on through. You might need to, I think coerce was the word I was looking for earlier. Whatever. I'm sure one of you will correct me. And then, that's it. Functions. Functions properly. Alright, so that's that. Now, what we're going to want to do is replace the magazine catch. Not catch, slide catch. I think I only said magazine because it's like a magazine hold open as well. Hold open on an empty mag. So you just want to toss that away. You don't need it anymore. And so what you missed me do, because I think it was out of frame, is bring it up. There we go. See, I'm trying to get used to everything because this isn't something I'm used to doing. There's a little brass pin in mine. It might be different than yours. Basically, you just want to pull it out. That should happen. Let me just put that back. And boop. Loop that in the spring and seat it. There we go. And you should just simply... I should stop bringing stuff so close to the camera. I think I do that to get it in frame, whatever. Make sure it's facing the right way. Just slide it in between there. And then put your pin back to make sure everything's all seated nice and goodly. There. So that is that. That's your trigger assembly. Stick the safety thing back on, and now this part's a little bit hard because I've had to do it multiple times. What you're gonna want to do is take your little rear bit, the striker assembly, I think it is. I don't know. Should have looked into it a little bit farther. I don't care. But you're gonna want to take this, put the spring back in. If you took it out, either way, you're gonna want to put it all back neat and tidy. You're going to want to hold it together so the spring doesn't go nuts. Then take this bit. I like to make sure this stays here so that way the leaf spring doesn't decide to be a cunt. And then put this back together. This little tab goes in there. There. So you're going to hold that all nice and tidy. And here's where it really gets tricky. You're going to want to put this all back in here in one smooth motion. First, I'd suggest putting your disassembly pin lever thing back in, because that will hold it pretty good. Now I should mention, it's clearly not a sponsorship, but I got all these parts from rainbow8.com. It's based out of Taiwan, I think. So I'll post a link to that in the description. Pretty cheap parts, actually. I think this whole bit, including shipping, cost me like 75 bucks. Which, considering every American retailer I looked at for frames, was about 50 bucks per frame. And on here it was like $30 Canadian. So I mean, it's just a really good place to go. All right, so because where this frame, where the trigger is, it's a little bit of a different pin, so it's a lot bigger, so it can actually just go straight through and punch out that that brass pin that's in there. But I'll do that later, because like I said, I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me hammering the whole time. It came with a couple bits to make sure that you can successfully put it in the frame, like this screw here, which goes in there, and the big pin that replaces the brass pin holding the trigger in. So let me just put this screw in. There's a piece of glitter in here. Okay, that's not going anywhere. And now I will replace this. So just to recap, I put the screw that did not come with the gun. The screw that came with the gun is here, and it's pretty badly stripped. I don't know if you can see that at all, but it's pretty stripped. So I put in the one that came with the gun. Everything is nice and tight in there. That's pretty much it though. I'm gonna see if I can get these pins in without making a whole lot of noise. Alright, so I put that pin in. I jump cut because it took me a little bit longer than it should have. So just general functions test before I put the slide on. Everything's nice and tight. Alright. Everything fits good. Mag catch works. Slide release works. And there you have it. All done. I'm sorry for the poor quality of the video. Like I said, it's not my usual type of shtick. It's not something I'm used to doing, just collecting the parts. So if you like it, a like would be greatly appreciated. I'm sorry if the audio once again is absolute horse shit. You know, you gotta go with what you got, and what I got is not that great, to be honest. But yep. If you like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tips and criticism is always appreciated and welcomed, as long as it's constructive. And consider supporting me on Patreon. My Patreon link is in the description, as well as all social media links. And supporting me there will help me bring you better content and more content more frequently, and really assist me in personal life, yada yada, that stuff. But yep, so I will be putting links to the parts that I purchased in the description below. So yep, that's it. See ya.